Hello everyone, welcome. We're going to be getting a cheeky game of Broken Arrow in, and then in 50 minutes is going to be the start of the roadmap announcement by Slytherin for Broken Arrow. We'll see what's next on the horizon. There is like 2 streams scheduled, so I don't know what's happening. Whether they're going to do like the Q&A first. I hope they don't do the Q&A first. I hope they do the Q&A like later on. I hope they do the announcements first of all the new shiny stuff. But there's basically like a 2-hour stream, and then there's like an hour break, and then another 2-hour stream, I think, on the Slytherin channel. I'm not going to be covering the second half, just because it's completely out of my schedule. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's go ahead and search for a game. Benji, at least your streams, right, or your queues wouldn't have been as long, right? At least not waiting half an hour for a game anymore. Stream 1 announce everything, stream 2 show some gameplay maybe, hopefully. Yeah, it's scheduled in 2 blocks, but 2 2-hour blocks. So, yeah. I think the second would probably be gameplay, right? Because it says with Richard York, who's like one of their streamers. So, yeah, you might be right. Wait 3 seconds for 2,200 elo lobby. Might be a bit over tweaked. Wow, we're waiting more than a minute already. Yeah, I think it's definitely over tweaked, right? Oh yeah, you could probably Q snipe now. Like, actually quite easily. People had like 5 stacks, you could probably Q snipe people's streams. What's up, Jay? You haven't missed anything yet. We're going to be the announcements in like 50 minutes, so we're just going to try and sneak in a game before then. Mainly because I want to see how I feel about the game before the announcement comes. So, like, I want to feel if I'm going to be frustrated or not. How many people are even playing? Because, okay, we got 3,600 online. It's not terrible, but still taking a while. Gonna get the BMP3 nerfed again. Has it been performing well? We'll do a community game. Yeah, good. Like I said, I wanted to get like a feel for how the game is, like the standard matchup. I hope they add more country and units. Yeah, me too. Maybe not so soon though. Reason I say that is like, even if China's ready right now, like say they go, oh yeah, surprise for Christmas we're releasing like China, I'd be like, please don't do it, don't do it. And I would be like that because the game is broken right now. Like the game is like, if they release the biggest content update since release and the game's still broken, no one will ever play the game again. It will just die. They got to make sure the game is like properly fixed up, and then release the big content updates. Everyone comes back, and then we're having a great time, you know? Like, everybody comes back, it's all fine and dandy, everybody's loving it. What should I do? A bit of armor special. Sure, why not? Are you a Russia convert now, Benji? Region lock servers to combat desync, even if it messes with matchmaking times. I don't know if there's enough players for that. That would have been fine to do when the game came out. But now it's too late. Like, well, if they had still like over 10,000 concurrents, then it probably wouldn't be a problem, and it would feel good, so people would keep playing. But the fall off's been too hard now, and it's like we're on like 3,000 players now, which is just not enough to split the player base even more. Especially considering like 2/3 of those 3,000 players are going to be in game, or like, and another half of them aren't even going to be queuing or playing single player, right? So you end up with like 500 people queuing in a bracket between 0 elo and like 3,000 elo, and it's like you're just going to get such shit games. Fix the win rate stats. And I was just playing a bit of Warno before this, and my sensitivity is like so much higher in Broken Arrow. Yeah, so I should probably put like a timer on the screen. That's probably not a bad idea. Let me just got a 40-minute timer. I'll put it on in 4 minutes. Right, we got I guess I could just kind of help fish. Let's just get the raptor out. I've got a really expensive raptor, holy shit. We'll bring out pack 3. We'll go a little supportive early on. Oh, they both whiffed. Crazy. Crazy talk. Well, that's dead. Nice. I got mashed into Benji, so look good yesterday, stacks like 1700. R.I.P. dude. R.I.P. Let me put the info overlay back on. Although, kind of, because I have so much shit in this deck that we can't really see it. I gotta turn off. It's just gonna be distracting. Okay. Let's see. Too shabby. We'll do a double AJ and PV, and I'll start whipping up a set. How many motos we got? Oh shit, that's a lot of moto. Maybe go a bit cheaper then. This game's special. It is. It is. I 100% agree with you. This game is really good when it's not in the shitter. I'm actually not gonna move that there. I was thinking of using the javelin to engage these, but it's kind of a waste almost. Interesting. I think we fight over A and H. I'll probably help with both. and then we just kind of cover the left flank. Kind of crazy that I'm having probably the least syncy game and everybody on the enemy team has Chinese names. Servers fixed? Question mark? He's done my. Easy peasy. I feel like it shouldn't be able to penetrate through the front. I'm a tripping. We might need some more packs. Man, this page is on fire, dude. How? Haven't missed a shot yet. I'm kind of tempted to like test if they are actually paying attention there, but perfect. Right, we'll go and grab another couple of M90s. Like a KH-58. Huh. This game is, yeah, the audio is amazing. I was just thinking that earlier when I was looking at headsets because obviously it's Black Friday, so I was like, maybe I'll pick up a headset. But It's just, to be honest, it's not a game of Broken Arrow if Alice doesn't get nuked. That is very true. It's a lot of seed. I don't know if they actually have Su-24Ms with cluster and chat. Let's bring in. I wonder if we could Sentinel. It's kind of risky to use a Sentinel straight away. Just throw a Komachi around the side and see what's up. Do on both sides. It's like hovering helicopters over on the back. Can't tell if intentional. Okay, they do have 24s. Good. Get the second pack back in. Alright, not doing too bad. Nice. Good job, guys. Everybody's positive. That's what we like to see. I'm gonna have like the best game now before the update. I'm gonna forget all the things I hate about the game. I wasn't convinced that like the toll pan was actually going for me there, but apparently it was. Streamer matchmaking, so you glaze the update. Yeah, true. True. Oh gosh. So we're ready for the announcements. The announcements are in 30 minutes, guys. so I didn't do the timer, as I said I would. My bad. Let me see if I can remember this episode. There we go, we got a timer. 30 minutes. Wait, how are we losing? Okay, we're not losing. Oh, we are losing that. Apparently. Just say, we better not let it gap there, otherwise we're gonna go. +2. Roadmap Randy. I like it. Should have been called that. Oh, we got some friends on the side there. Much AI. I don't know where else to bomb. I'm just gonna bomb near the road and see if we hit anything. Sentinels up and about. Not this one. A lot of shit back there, to be honest. too bad. Also, just heads up, guys. When the stream starts, I'm gonna have to watch it on like a 2 or 3 minute delay because they don't want me to watch it live, so that you guys are more inclined to watch the official stream. So, if you want to like watch it live, and get the information the minute it's said, then you'll have to watch the main stream rather than my stream. But if you have been away a couple minutes, then yeah, we're cool. They're just making me simulate desync as part of streaming in order to really push the Broken Arrow agenda. So good. It's so good. I kind of get it. Like they want the mainstream to be the one that is getting the views, but at the same time, I can't imagine like it really matters at the end of the day. Not like Slytherin's making money from streaming. It's not why they stream. Okay. Let's just do that, and that. What I think is probably going to happen as well anyway, is that there will be creators who just restream it live anyway. I made the mistake of asking, which is the polite thing to do. I think my shards are actually doing a great job here of just absorbing seed missiles. Yeah. Oh. It's a big place for comfort. Giving the old blammer love over there. I should probably have more AMPVs in this deck. We have so... That's a nuke, right? I was gonna say, we have so many packs, and apparently not one of them shot at that, so that's a bit old. It's reloading, but it must have still been like technically aiming at him, right? Because neither of mine fired. Did I turn mine off? Maybe I did. Good morning, Sir Venom. I like that. I like it. The announcement is in 20 minutes. And I will be watching it, yes. I will be watching it myself. We can watch on stream, yeah. I was just told to have a delay. Yeah, I'll probably do like a 2-3 minute delay. They said 5 and I was like, maybe not that much, because that's kind of lame. But yeah, I'll probably do like a 2-3 minute delay. P160 is still hanging out at the back there. Kind of funny, if you ask me. 2 minutes it is. Yeah. Watching live? No, I will be watching it live, yeah. Like, I'll be watching their stream, but I'll just pull it back a little bit, right? So that when they'll do like a countdown at some point, I imagine, and then I'll just basically time it back a couple minutes. I'll just put it behind the Cub Scouts. I kind of wanted to, I was going to try and use that as the 1 health achievement. But yes, boy, I will be restreaming the announcement. But the official announcement will be on the Slytherin channel. A lot of ballistic missiles. Let me do some Comanches again. See if we can get on top of anything. The ballistic missile spam reminds me of the beta. It's cool to see it, yeah, for sure. Let's do Rangers, RRC. When you were doing it yesterday, what, ballistic missile spam? Is that why people are doing it? Well, some will be. There's a lot of rockets. A lot of rockets. Okay. Well, we're kind of farming this game to 7,200 kills. End of phase 2. If we can maybe take back Alpha before the end of the phase, that'd be pretty cool. Let me just do some like ranges and war pigs or something, just to get up there. Oh, we gotta defend this as well. I'm gonna... I need to get in there. We're gonna lose a +2. One of those has got a track, come on. Just kill their own sniper or something there. I think Invisible died. I think the missiles came out after it died. How many smoke left? Oh shit. We were right next to the TARS. That's insane. Insane. Crikey, mate. That's close. It was a close one. I don't know where the Molosh Picotto went, so I'm a bit skeptical about pushing too far there. Weird how the C-Ram just like never attempts even to intercept missiles. Since that's Gru, I think they'll be pretty low on ammo, right? When it comes to dealing with the dam. Oh no, he's gonna get my supply. No, I needed that. I think they're the ones having desync this game, which is interesting. I think we've got worse ping than they do, so we're getting the benefit of the doubt, because the Cornet there is like aiming so wrong. Really weird. Like, an AA has been overperforming the entire game. But I kind of feel like the desync is in our favor for this game. It's kind of sucky for them, I guess. Can't wait to restream your stream. You're actually gonna do it that way. It'll be a promo video. These two Rangers RRC are still alive. That's pretty cool. Oh, the questions were like collated beforehand. Pretty sure they're just gonna like pick and choose based on what people put in, and then do like a pre-recorded Q&A sort of thing. I think that's what it's gonna be anyway. Yeah, the funny thing is, I was going to ask some questions, but then I was reading through all the questions that other people would ask, and it's all just stuff that, you know, I'd want to ask anyway, so I don't really... I don't really get in. There we go, 5 minutes left. Alright, is the countdown for the stream started yet? Normally they have a counter. They'll just randomly go live. Unless the schedule on that stream's wrong. I don't know why I didn't ask. I know, it's literally like everything had been said already, so I was just like, I'm not going to repeat. Like, I read through the questions that were already there. The one from the Chinese community was actually really good. There's a lot of good questions from the guy from the Chinese community. I think I was rare facing there, that was not good. I'm gonna get a Raptor out because they're probably gonna try and do some silly shenanigans. They're retreating everything, so. Alright, I got bubbies. I'm just gonna go mow down these pilots. Here it comes. I still didn't get it. I still didn't get it. We shot down the nuke though. Crazy. What's that other thing I saw? Just bang the road, I guess. Didn't end anything, but it's alright. Yeah, the Comanche just ate more than that nuke ever would. Oh, the Slytherin thing is live, they're just not in the Broken Arrow channel. And why am I not followed? Oh, I am followed. Okay, they've got a 4-minute timer. Good. I'm gonna pop that back a couple minutes as soon as I can, and then we'll have to watch it. So I am gonna, so just a heads up again guys, I'm gonna have to watch it on a delay. So if you want to be like, you know, watching it live, then you have to watch the main stream. But if you want to hang out and react, I'll be watching it like 2 minutes behind. So just heads up on that. Am I Delta CQC or Standoff? They're CQC. It's a really good combination in this deck is having Delta Force CQC and AMPBs. This combo is really, really strong. You got super close range, you got an AMPB that can carry them there and has decent weapons on it as well. I think the Bradley grenade launcher combo is really nice as well. Like M2A to ESV with range and Mark 47 is really nice. Some really good combos in the spec armor. I wasn't really planning to stream, like restream Reactor initially, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna watch it anyway, so I might as well just stream it. What is better for you, watching here or on YouTube? If you're not subbing or anything, then it doesn't really matter where you watch. I think the quality is higher on YouTube, right? I stream in 2K on YouTube, so you could have the YouTube stream up and then the Twitch chat open on the side. That's probably the best and optimal way to watch my stream. But yeah, I don't know, it depends. That's a +7 right there. Somehow. Shit though, we farmed them. Look at the Patriot go. Nom 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 nom. Alright, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be watching it like 2 minutes behind. So I'll just bring this up here. On my screen, the time is going to be different, okay? I will full screen it when it starts. So anyway, what do you think it's going to be, guys? Do you genuinely think that we're going to see China actually be announced? It will probably be on the roadmap, right? But imagine if China's ready for release. Oh, I don't know. Like I said earlier, I don't know if I'd be happy with it. Like, I'd be happy there's more content, of course, but I've got to make sure they fix the game with a big patch if China's coming out. I reckon, yeah, I reckon we're going to see China like late spring, early summer, in reality. Doesn't matter if you're behind, it's about the time we spend together. Yeah, I'm watching it like 2 minutes behind, guys, so like just over 2 minutes behind, I think it is. So, yeah. That was kind of the thing. The agreement. Don't tease us. Sorry, it's just I'm not allowed to watch it live. Let me close the game so we don't get the background music going. Okay. No spoilers in the chat, okay? No spoilers allowed. It'd be a quite nice stream actually. I'm just chilling, watching. I can see why people do reacts, right? Because you just sat there chatting and just chilling. Like there's no high stakes gameplay or anything. You're just watching someone else's stream. Should have actually got a beer, right? Rather than just water for this. This could be it for the game. It's better create some hype. Yep. Spoiler, the game will have updates. Here we go. Let me turn it up. Hopefully this this music is not gonna get me demonetized on YouTube. That would be kind of awkward. Here we go.
Hello guys, hello everyone, and welcome to this stream where we're going to...
Your mic's not working, Marco.
In about an hour to discuss the future of Broken Arrow. Before we go into the future of Broken Arrow, I would like to address
Too
what
violent
happened
over there.
in the immediate past of the history of the game, and also give a bit of perspective on what happened since launch. When we launched in June, the game was already in development for years. It's been in development for a long time. We knew it was going to be a big game because we had so many wish lists, because the community was vibrant and very much participating.
The release was insane.
Giving us advice.
Oh, sorry about ads.
And,
Fuck. The ads were really bad time
for
there.
more content month after month.
That's fine.
When we
launched
the game, before launching the game, because we knew it was going to be big, we did a lot of beta testing, a lot of play tests with hundreds of thousands of people. And despite that, when we launched, there were
the betas were crazy,
working as expected.
So many people played the beta.
When you launch a game of this size, especially with a multiplayer component, you expect that the community will be an important part of the growth of the game, and we wanted to make sure
Thanks for the gifted sub,
the community was always heard. But because, of course, the many things that didn't work at launch or were supposed to be fixed, we had to sort of take a moment, and the team had to take a moment. The development team had to take a moment and work on some things, and some of the things that weren't working needed a long time to be fixed. Hence, some silence. Hence, some things that were released and weren't working as expected because we wanted to deliver stuff, but we didn't have enough time to test it. Things take time, and unfortunately, some things didn't work as expected. Also consider still Balalaika, when we launched, was a small team. And this was also the first time that Slytherin launched such a big multiplayer game. So there were a lot of unknowns for us, both from a development perspective and from a publishing perspective. Now the team at Steel Balalaika has more than doubled in size. We have learned a lot as a publisher. We have grown well in size in terms of people who are able to follow your
if they have doubled in size, then at least they can
things you were asking for as well.
Eventually,
and we hope that
catch up. Right?
This is sort of going to be a good fresh start for the game. We're going to look into what is coming up next, what you guys are expecting, with lots of questions coming from the community, things that still don't work and needs fixing, and things that you wish were there but are not priorities, we still want to work on. We also are going to talk a little bit about how we would like to renew this partnership between us and the community, with the idea of always being respectful and making sure that we work together to make this game grow.
Yeah, be good
we
boys,
are
community.
Putting the hours
Be good
in
boys.
work, you're putting the hours in playing, and only through this synergy we can make a game that grows over time. So before we jump into the future of the game, I want to thank you all for commenting, giving advice, asking questions, and participating
insult us in the Steam
growth of
reviews.
this
Thanks.
game. And because you're such a big part, we of the
You should do that, guys,
the
anyway.
growth of the game, we want to make sure that
Constructive
this is
criticism
not only
is the way to
a
go.
moment, but this is a recurring chat we have with the community. So we're going to do more of these when in the next months, hopefully with much more frequency.
That's good.
Yes, so
it's
I
not
think
just a
that
one-off thing.
you know, from here we can only talk about the future, and hopefully you guys are gonna come away with a refreshed hope and will to grow a great game for the future. Let's jump into this now. All right, so here with me today I have Felix from Steel Balalaika and Alberto from Slithering. Felix, you're the main designer on the game, right? And
yes, I'm creative director at Steel Balalaika.
Creative director, and Alberto is the senior brand manager on the game. He's been following, working with Steel Balalaika.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel bad for Alex now. He's been put on the spot big time.
So, where do we want to start? I guess that we have a sort of a visual representation of what we're working on, right?
Yeah,
so,
the actual roadmap itself. So I believe that that's where we should start from.
All right. So, okay, we have
Hello.
3 green little spots. I'll start from there.
Yeah.
Which is basically.
So by the end of 2025, we're going to get allied AI bots.
Major feature updates. And I'll let you go through these.
2026.
Yeah.
2027 faction
as you can
DLC.
see, we are listing.
Oh no!
What items
It's
we
worse than
worked
we
on,
thought.
Because this is supposed to be a live document, in the sense that we will be updating
Oh,
this
no.
as we go through next year and the next and the one after.
My
it.
channel's so dead.
And we'll be constantly adding new content.
So is the
and
game.
also representing
No,
what we've already
Oh,
done for the game.
oh no,
In this
no.
case, since June, we've been adding penalties for leavers, for people who...
Because it's a specialization DLC 1 and 2, so they're doing them separately. They're selling the US side spec separately to the US side spec. We knew there were 2 more specs coming, but they're selling them separately.
Detection policy for the game. So this is what we've been working on so far. Felix, do you want to add anything to this?
Oh no!
Well, I guess I can talk about the next step, the Ally AI bots that we are going to add to the game very shortly before the end of the year, so in a few weeks maximum. So this is one of the most, if not the most requested feature for the game that was missing at launch, is the ability to play.
Save game is coming in 2026
with,
as well.
Up to 4 AI bots in your team and 5 enemy AI bots in the opposing team. So this, this ability to play skirmish alone at the full scale of the game will be added very soon.
This will be part of the live command update and we'll be releasing in a few weeks, in a couple of weeks maybe, definitely before Christmas. But shall we move on to next year, which will be a big year for Broken Arrow. So as you can see, we have divided the major items from planned quality of life improvements as well as DLCs. So I just want to clarify how to read this roadmap a bit. Let's start with the major features. So as you can see, there are some features that we've been working on already.
I can't. I want to say positive.
The ones that we've been working on are the ones with the small yellow icon to their left.
Oh my god.
In this case,
I don't care about the DLC not being free. Okay.
That's a highly requested feature.
But they need it to be one DLC. It can't be 2 separate DLCs with 1 spec in each. There's got to be like more than one spec. At least, come on.
Adding this feature will take time. But it's a fundamental one. We acknowledge it without problem. It just requires some fundamental rework of some elements of how the scripts are made, how the state of the game exists.
It's just no one's going to buy it, dude.
Everything. So we're working on it. It will take time, but it has a lot of value. So we already started that several months ago.
Like if they decide to sell DLCs, like one spec at a time, I am boycotting the game.
We opted not to give a specific order for the items in this roadmap, in the sense that the order you see is just for visibility. We want to reserve ourselves essentially the freedom to be able to shuffle things around depending on what works best from a development point of view. So don't expect those things to come in that specific order. In fact, some of those things will be coming sooner rather than later. So yeah, the first one was Save Games. Then we have a lot of work behind the scenes in order to prepare the source code for future mechanics, such as for instance replays. Do you want to maybe explain a bit what this is?
Mm-hmm. So generally, the three things, like the rework of the network system is required to obtain a replay. It's a fundamental problem of a fight between optimization and accuracy of the information over the network. If everything has to pass on the server and needs to be verified by the server, this is inefficient and you get a lot of lag. If everything is made on the client side, you have the possibility for a lot of cheats.
Oh my God.
So basically we are moving more elements on the server side to reduce the possibility of cheating, to allow the possibility for replay. Basically the server would be recording absolutely everything happening in the match to be able to deliver a replay file at the end that would be shared with the clients or the players. So these 3 points, they are highly intricated together, and again we've put them first because they are the most important. But they are also
it's going to massively depend on pricing.
So something that will take time to arrive.
Awesome. Moving on to the second column, we have new multiplayer maps variants, which I don't think needs further explanation because it's pretty self-explanatory. But I wanted to ask you about loitering ammunition. What is it?
It's it's a type of ammunition existing. It's drones, basically, like what you more commonly call drones. It's a loitering ammunition. It's a missile, basically, that is that can stay on a zone for some time and select its target either automatically or through an operator or something like that.
This is interesting, though.
In the game, at the moment, we have cruise missiles,
like
which
FPV drones,
you target a position on the map and the missile go there and crash on the ground.
I'm like 2 minutes behind
explosion. We have many different types of missile, but we don't have this loitering ammunition, which basically you fire them in a direction and then they will search for targets in this area. So quite an exciting mechanics, very modern, quite complex to code because, well, it's quite complex in reality. Basically all the drones are loitering ammunitions.
Awesome. And the other two major features that we have planned for next year are super requested by the community. We're talking of co-op campaign and spectator mode. Once again, I don't think that we really need to explain what these things are because the community pretty much knows what they are and they have been asking a lot for it. I just wanted to mention that spectator mode...
Guys, the DLCs are probably not going to be paid.
Also because we think that the game deserves
what world are you living on, mate?
In order to really make multiplayer flourish. We want to give a special attention and keep a special focus on multiplayer in 2056. Most importantly, we would like to start a season system for the game and official tournament support for the game.
Like Slytherin loves DLC.
This will also be supported
They
by a new
really
website.
do. Not in necessarily a bad way. I think generally speaking, Slytherin does their DLC well. But this could be a big miss.
But I believe that a lot of people are wondering about what those three big specializations mentioned at the top of the roadmap are. So, well, we don't want to give too many spoilers, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we have three specialization DLCs.
Tell us what it is.
As you can see, the first one will be an allied spec for the United States. So it won't be American, but it will be from a country, or maybe a set of countries, allied to the United States.
Okay, so we're getting a German DLC.
You know, just as a bit of a spoiler, I guess, we want to reveal that this DLC will be free. So we'll be releasing the first DLC as a free content.
Okay, it is free.
And we'll be unveiling this content at Literally Next on December 9. So mark it on your calendars. The second specialization will be a Russian specialization.
I said no spoilers.
Plus, the third one will be once again an American specialization, but it will also add new Russian units. But this will also bring something new to the table. Do you want to maybe expand a bit on it?
Yeah, generally. So, first and second DLC are expanding the existing factions in a rather classic way.
I love bad.
So the third DLC will introduce a new battlefield, a new biome for the game. Expect some water in it. Like there are little spoilers in the background pictures if you look closely. So yeah, we will introduce new theater of battle with this DLC. That will certainly be interesting to fight on.
Awesome. The new launcher,
Moving
and
on
then there's
to
the Prowler,
what will
right?
come in 2027.
Prowler.
Of course, we will be updating
or is
this
it
roadmap.
Intruder? That's an Intruder,
features,
not
new
a Prowler.
content, new mechanics, and this roadmap will only grow and get richer. At this stage, we can only commit to the features that we are sure to make in 2026. But we have more, we have a lot of ideas for the future of the game. But one thing we can commit to is 2 new DLCs coming in 2027. There will be a new Russian allied spec. So once again, it's not from Russia, but it will be a country allied to Russia. But most importantly, we will be releasing the biggest expansion up to date to Broken Arrow, which is a brand new faction coming with a new campaign with its own deck customization. A lot of new units.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I don't mind China being so late, as long as the game is fixed by then.
Say something more about this, or should we
right?
wrap it up?
Am I allowed?
No, okay, no, it's not. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what people will be speculating about.
Well, just to clarify, well, factions are independent element of the multiplayer, fighting against each other, while the specializations are sub-part of the faction. So we'll have
there would be a Euro faction,
including,
but it's going to be an allied faction. So NATO is going to be all under one. So you're going to be mixing like German units with US units.
Expect something similar to what we had for USA and Russia. So at the release of the game.
Awesome. That's amazing.
But China's going to be a separate faction.
Let's spend a couple of minutes to explain the bottom of the roadmap. So people will see that...
Probably because they want to do like China, list. North Korea.
What are these, Felix?
They'll be like
what can you tell about this?
They are, well, we have separated them because
they might separate
stuff being
later
done
on,
in parallel
in like
to
2028.
the big major features that we are doing. We know that the major features are the most important, but since they are also the longest to create, we have planned a long list that we have even more stuff than this planned to improve the game in between. These are
one thing I am a little bit worried about
that will be done in parallel.
New maps
so that
is 2027.
You have something more regular.
They've got to have new maps in 2026.
More regularly than waiting several months every time for a new big features.
But they got the multiplayer map
as you can see,
variants
some of
here,
them have
but not
already been
new maps.
started. Some will start soon. We didn't. Once again, we didn't.
That's going to be
really,
variants of the current maps, though.
write them in a specific order where we will
Like
do
the
them.
side. This is going to be
waiting
the
for
side.
feedback of the
Like imagine
community
like
to
oil
know
refinery
which
has the
one they
city on the other
consider are
side.
the most important, and as usual, we begin the work with what is perceived as the most important by the community. So that's how we proceed. That's why also we don't want to impose an agenda for this stuff.
Awesome. And if you feel that anything is missing, please let us know. We're doing this kind of event in order to communicate to the community, but also to gather feedback from the community and to gather your questions. So please write in the comments, write in the Discord, give us your opinion. So this is the roadmap. Shall we maybe move on to the questions?
Yeah, I mean, we received a lot of questions before the live stream. We have asked for community to, and I'm reading the chat in the meantime, by the way. So let us know in there as well if there's something very specific about it. There's about 300 questions we received over the last few days from all the different communities, both on Discord and other channels, and also from our official QQ channel in
I've got the
China.
chat
So
for the second,
there's quite a lot
for
of
the
stuff.
mainstream.
Shall I go ahead and do something
vicious,
for
man.
you, Felix, first?
Holy fuck.
Got one from Rigor Mortis, who's posted quite a number of questions there, which I will sort of read, but also add something on top. So he's asking, is the game we see today closer to the foundation of something bigger or closer to the finished vision? And I will add, what was the intention when you released the game to sort of stop it there, just release it and then finish it out there, or expand it over time?
Well, generally there is.
Sorry about
there is there is never an end. It's an always ongoing process of improving the game. So for the release, we released the game at a moment where basically we hesitated on where do we go next. We needed an answer to know, okay, are people going to prefer the multiplayer, the solo, the skirmish? What should we put our next priorities on? And we released the game at that moment. So now that we get this kind of information, we get the feedback from the community, we can progress in a direction that we know is going to be efficient, that we know is going to please people, and that we are not going to waste our efforts in something that doesn't matter for people. So it's an ongoing process. The final vision of the game is to have more factions. We don't want to limit the game to USA and Russia. And as you've seen, we have already planned the next faction. After this third faction, we'll see probably new specializations, new factions again, new biomes. There are really a lot of possibilities.
I'm not sure when Systemic War releases, but it's
all that takes
single player
an extremely long time. Like if we want to make all the armies in the world, it's going to take years and years. So we listen to what the community has to say, and we adapt our plans based on that to provide what is considered the most important.
There is a question from LD also, picking up on something that is recurring in the chat as well, which is the idea that the fact that the player count dropped quite significantly since launched, about 84% in the 5 months. Do you think this is bad? Is there a recovery plan, or is there a recovery plan needed? What's your view on this declining number of players?
Well, first, it's always normal that there is a decline after the launch. Like every game, except very few exceptions, or live ops game, generally you have a decline of players because not everybody is playing the same game for hundreds of hours. Some people, they prefer the solo content. they play it, and after that they wait for more content and are not really interested in playing the skirmish or the multiplayer. But in the middle of that, there are also the shortcoming of the skirmish that we are addressing soon. We have seen with the release of the game that the amount of people who were interested in playing the skirmish alone without any human player, even if it's in their team, was quite high. So basically all the stuff that you can see in the roadmap, there are all acknowledgement of the problems or the missing stuff that the game has, and that we want to add to it.
Yeah, I should reinforce that, we've been, and Marco's saying 90% decrease. Now, I should reinforce that, which is very relevant. And I mean, we've been doing, games for a long time now, about more than 25 years now. And I think that this concept of player decline, meaning that the game is dying, is a sort of misconception that it's kind of frequent in general. It happens for all major games, even for million sellers.
But Slytherin focuses on single-player games, not multiplayer games.
Manor Lords, or
they're overlooking that massively.
Europe Universalis, it's always.
It doesn't matter with single-player games.
You stabilize over numbers,
but it does matter with multiplayer games.
Numbers to sort of keep the retention going and so on. So it's a general sort of misconception that declining number of players means that the game is dying, but it's actually
number
also
of players
true that
directly affects matchmaking.
We need a positive, happy community to keep building on a game, of course, because if the sentiment is negative, it's very hard to build on things. So in general, I would say that we don't see the declining customers and players as a negative per se, but our mission now
is not negative for your bank, but it's negative for the community.
The updates that the community is expecting to keep them happy and on our side, instead of being a sort of just a pot of negativity that pollutes
that's a bit of a mess, if you ask me.
Future. That's basically my view as well.
Never trust a manager. Marco's a good man. Marco's a good man.
One thing
I feel like that was a bit of a miss of a comment there.
From LD, what lessons?
Because they're so focused on their single-player content,
and did you learn something?
That I think they don't realize how bad this is for a game that's majority multiplayer.
From launch, and how did you adapt to it?
Well, we, as I said earlier, we discovered players' preferences in the sense of what would people like in the game compared to others. I've been working on other games in the past, and each of them is a bit different, and it's really hard to predict. In the case of Broken Arrow, for instance, the multiplayer community has been really large in proportions. We had more than 50% of the players who played several hours of multiplayer, when in other games sometimes it's, say, 10%, something like that. So what we learned first was a bit through the statistics that we could read.
The new factions, China,
who
like
are our customers.
The picture behind it was the ZTZ of
who
China.
are players.
So it's definitely China.
We can read the comments, but the people who comment are not necessarily representative in quantity to the people who play and buy the game. So the first lesson was this, like, okay, who is interested in this game? Who is doing what? So sadly, our measurements at the release were not the best. We don't have super precise information. Now we have a better vision on that. That's part of the silent work that happened after the release of the game, like
very
trying to analyze what's happening.
As to how I feel.
And for us, well, it's not really something new, but after the release, the pace of the work has to be increased, because during the development, the silent development, there is a milestone from time to time as a bit for a beta test.
Betas?
But in between, it's pretty calm in the sense that we don't have to answer to the immediate need and expectations
because they sorted the servers
from day
out
to day.
On release.
After the release, this is over. Like people are here, people are expecting stuff now, fast and better. And so this is a difficulty. We knew it was coming. That's what we increased the size of the team. But to increase the size of the team, we also needed to know how popular the game would be, because you cannot multiply your team size by 2 or 3, and if the game is not successful. So yes, it's all this stuff like waiting for information, reacting to them. That's what we did.
It's interesting because what you're saying is super interesting. I find it because
the first DLC is free, Bullcherry.
Some people are saying the
which
game
is good.
is,
it's going to need to be.
or is,
sorry,
every day. But on the other hand, the rest of the community is saying, more content, more this, more this. So it is like investing in a game means that the game, you're expecting the game to grow, not die. So it's an interesting balance there to be kept.
Love-hate relationship.
Well, one question I would like to ask, this is sparking from a question from XDMC here, sort of expanding on it, is balancing between features, which is stuff that, or like fixes, that are stuff that is not seen or like not perceived as true value sometimes, as opposed to content. Because I see in the chat a lot of people saying, we want more content, right? But on the other hand, you want more, there's other people want more features, more quality of life stuff. So how do you prioritize and how do you work with a team? Because of course the team is now large enough that you have people working on something specific, some people working on content, so on. How do you prioritize things for release?
Well, for the release, we didn't. But after the release, like we basically having a bigger team allows to make more things at the same time, which allows basically for us to work on long-term things. What we've done after the release is we tried to focus on the most important things, but the most important things take time to come, and as a result, people had the impression that the team had disappeared, that we were gone on an island, drinking Cuba Libre or whatever. And except we were in fact hard at work, harder than ever after the release, and that's why we
FLX
didn't have much time
to
communicate, to celebrate, to do stuff. Like we had problems to fix. But what we have learned is that if you only focus on the most important stuff, you're creating an emptiness, and this emptiness is impacting the confidence that people have in the team that we are working on. So now what we do is we are alternating, as you've seen on the roadmap, between the big stuff that will take months and smaller stuff to show we're here, show we're alive, and give an everyday, not every day, but like a regular improvement to the game.
Because part of me feels sorry for the team, because I know that they are like in over their head when it came to the popularity of the game.
To arrive.
But
coming from QQ Group,
at the same time, they got so much money out of it, and now it's like 6 months later.
Detection tools they're asking for. Is that something you're working on?
Running thin,
what is the current status of that?
Yeah, well, so absolutely, we work on that. Like we have, recently we have integrated the Easy Anti-Cheat. One part of Easy Anti-Cheat is detection of cheaters, and there were some issues that we have managed to fix in the recent patch. But there are the automatic detection is one part of the fight against cheaters. And the second is the manual reporting, and this one we want to improve it by allowing, for instance, players to report potential cheaters at the end of the match, after the match is over, because right now it must be done only during the match. And generally during the match, people are focusing on the match and they don't think about it. The match is over, and this is the moment where they breathe. And they want to report the person, but it's too late. The interface is not here. So we will expand this to allow people to report at the moment where they are ready to report. Also, we are introducing end match, match history, we call it, or end match. I don't exactly know how we worded it on the...
Data screen and match history.
Yeah, and we worded it match history in the roadmap. What it is, it's the statistics of the map in the interface of the game after the match is over. So if you have a doubt that someone is cheating, this can allow to check, okay, what's the economy of this player?
I don't know why this is such a big conversation.
And this is the moment where you can see that, okay, maybe he had so many units, but they were very cheap, so that's why.
All they've got to do is take the element from in-game and put it in the match end.
To detect more efficiently real cheaters from people thinking that there is a cheater, but in fact there is not. Because that's the main difficulty for us. It's to
like from a programming perspective,
we have a lot
you
of
could just
reports,
take the element
and we take
from
quite a lot of time. We have
the
a
in-game scoreboard
that
and put it on the end-game
review
scoreboard.
the report and make sure that
right?
we ban cheaters and we don't ban
is it a Unity
players.
problem?
It happened once shortly after the release. We were in bit in panic mode. We apologize again for that. So there were some people that were wrongly banned because the checking was not made consensuously
Consciously.
Yeah.
More complicated than that.
And okay, now we have a dedicated team for that. So our objective is 0% banned wrongfully.
Yeah.
By the way, the option to report players on victory screen should arrive pretty soon, right?
Yeah, it's already. We have already worked on it. I don't know, maybe next patch. I don't know exactly. I don't have the time.
It's not too far then.
Yeah, hopefully before the end of the year.
A question from both the QQ group and the chat, and elaborating on it very interestingly.
You didn't want to promise that.
This is like salty breakfast or sweet breakfast. It's like, these factions there as well. 1v1, 1v1, 3v3, 5v5. Everyone has a favorite one. Can you elaborate a bit on where we are with the different modes and what's your view, what the team view is on that specifically?
Mm-hmm. Well, generally, our main objective. Well, when it comes to match, it's a problem of matchmaking mostly. We want to offer an efficient matchmaking to the player, which means finding a match rapidly and finding a balanced match. And if
this is why they can't have multiple game modes like that.
To reach this objective, if we break the community between multiple incompatible modes, each game mode will have a lower pool of players to pick the teams from, and as a result, this will reduce our objective to get a match fast and balanced. So we are thinking about the possibility to create an alternative team size. 3v3 is the one that is the best candidate, and we have to be careful because one possibility is that one team size could end up killing the others. And we are really attached to the 5 versus 5 because it's actually very friendly for new players because they can join a team. The team is quite large, and even if their individual performance is not,
that's why I always tell people to get in 10v10s when we play still Division 2 or Warno.
This is a safe environment for them to learn the game, to progress, and to become better players. So. The smaller the size of the team, the more pressure there is on each individual player. So the risk is that by proposing a game focusing highly on 1 versus 1, for instance, you get a community that is extremely dedicated.
The one thing they need to do is just make it so that custom games
entry fee to become a 1 versus 1 player is so high that the conversion between the number of players trying the game and the number of players going to multiplayer is extremely low. As I said before, one of our surprise at the release of the game was how much people played the multiplayer. it was the objective, like through the 5 versus 5, to have a maximum of them, but we were really surprised how efficient it was. And so we would like to make sure the 5 versus 5 game mode remains in the game and remains the main game mode where you can easily find a match so that new players can integrate into the community, into the pool of players. Otherwise, we risk to starve and no more player will be present in game after some time.
I think I'm just stopping here for just a second to address some of the things that I guess in the chat are very relevant. You know, I actually see that everyone has a very
custom game. They just need to give custom games more incentive.
They think that is very important. Someone
make
says
XP
more units, more
normal
units.
in
some
custom games.
Say the balance. Some say new mode or new faction, and realize this. We needed to make sure that we listen to everyone and we prioritize things. So when we see, that there is a
I think 5v5 is fine, personally. I think 5v5 is a good game mode, and it's always been fun.
But that doesn't mean that we don't listen to the single requests, or there's a lot of people in the team that might want, in the development team, that might want one single item that is not even showing in the chat or in the community in the Discord, that maybe is even more important for the balance of the game. One thing I wanted to ask Felix is, I think it's very important, is how much of the game, and we can't go into much detail because you're not a programmer, but how much of the game had to be redone for a number of things that we've either just released or planning to release, as in structurally redone?
Before the release? Or
no, after release.
After release.
After seeing all the requests from people, like save games, how does save, for instance, impact the overall code and the overall experience, structure of the game, and how much of it has to be, almost like, or I need to redo all this from scratch because if I cannot add save games to, the game itself.
It's generally, you don't necessarily have to scratch everything, but there is a point, like, it's always, at a moment, when you want to improve something, and you don't have the good basis for that, you can try to improve the existing base, but it's less efficient than redoing from zero. So it's always a calculation, but I'm not programmer. We have programmers, lead programmers. They are experienced people, and they take these decisions to see, like, is what we have basically good enough, close to what we need, and so we can improve it a bit, or do we need to scratch it? And obviously we try to scratch a minimum of stuff because that's wasted work, but sometimes trying to absolutely maintain what's existing actually costs you more in the end than doing something new. So
that's actually a good question. I didn't think of that.
It's hard to tell. Like, I cannot give you a percent or whatever. It's just that it's generally not an entire element. It's one part of. It's a sub-element that is completely replaced or something like that.
100 questions, all trash.
And also, we cannot risk to.
A lot of the questions are very good.
To destroy completely the rest of the game. Like,
I think LDE's question is fine.
For instance, for the save games, the main problem is
I don't know how many they cut.
The state of the game,
like, a lot of it's not
in the script of
what
the missions.
I read.
So, in which state is a signal and stuff like that? This was not compatible with the possibility to save some elements. So
dude, stop.
We have the choice between making a partial save sometimes, which will be compatible with some elements, but not others. Like, we can imagine if a tank has fired and the shell is in flight at the moment where the save is made, well, maybe in that case we'll have to forget about it because there are too many variables, too many things to be done to get all the information about this element. And in the grand scheme, the amount of shells in flight at the moment of a save, well, this is not that much. So you might lose one munition. But missiles are more important. So maybe we make this effort for missiles, but not for ballistic projectiles, stuff like that. So the two main stuff that we need to rework is the network
concept
logic to
about the
move the authority from the users to the servers. This requires a lot of rework. And yeah, the mission editor and the way the scripts are made to make it compatible with the save game. These are really the two biggest stuff that we need to rework.
One thing we need to sort of look into right now as well, and this is sort of a recurring thing because we've seen this in so many multiplayer games, is balance. Maybe
I don't think the balance is that important. I'm going to be completely honest. There are like 100 things worse than balance in this game
how
right now.
balance is becoming important in so many games, and maybe sort of going into that topic, then maybe Felix can sort of add to it as well.
Well, the main thing about balance is that it's an extremely polarizing topic, and you can't make everyone happy. In fact, anytime you change anything,
it's hard to tell how balance is with so much teasing. Yeah.
So we knew that, and we knew also, from a marketing perspective, we also knew that.
From my perspective, I don't think the balance has been too bad for the game.
Because once again, people get unhappy.
I do think they over-nerfed the Barbarous in the latest patch, but
to explain the reasoning.
Otherwise, it's fine.
Behind the balance changes that were made. Thanks to the information that Felix provided to us.
Like, if you look too closely at the win rates,
quite a lot of data.
You won't realize that they're skewed
of course,
really badly since the patch, because a lot more people are playing US because of the patch.
Hostile occasionally for certain players. Once again, it's a super polarizing
I play
topic.
On both, Darden.
We understand why, because if players
switch between US and Russia,
hundreds of hours into learning how to play a game, and then they get attached to a certain play style, and then they see that removed under their feet, they feel that they've been wronged, of course.
Probably about 50-50 on games.
Once again,
probably more US because I was doing the Venom achievement, but other than that.
A game's balance is never done. There will always be work to be done on balance. It will always be a work in progress thing. Most important, even more so after
it doesn't take a lot of work to like change the cost of a T15, right? Or at least it shouldn't, right?
This has been the case with other games,
but,
and even more so with Broken Arrow.
But when it comes to these bigger jobs they need doing, that's just so much more important.
Having the feedback from players about balance is super important. We also started looking at the feedback in a more analytical manner. We now have the tools in order to collect all the feedback from Discord and from other sources in order to really get a really good picture of what the players' perception are. So we think that we are now equipped with the tools in order to do a good job with the balance. But it would be much more interesting to hear Felix because he's the main man behind balance.
Yep. Well, generally, there's problem with balance is that it's a good objective.
They should have kept the Tupolev
if your game is unbalanced,
and just increase the price, in my opinion.
You lose players, basically. People get tired of an unbalanced games. So we have to maintain a well-balanced game to keep the interest in the match, because if you know that you're fighting an uphill battle, even before it starts, that's not good. The opposite part are people who are in fact opposed to the change, because you as you said, you learn things, and then what balance does, a balance patch is a rebalance patch, is something that will change the game. The game will be different from before to after. So for all the feeling of it was better before, or I don't want things to change.
You think win rate
I don't want to redo my
matches?
decks. I don't want to adapt. Basically, I don't want to
works.
relearn. This is a problem. Well, this will go against. This will create some negativity because what the balance patch is doing is that it's breaking the deck, it's changing your habits.
So people like you,
that. So
can't
we know that the balance
like
patch will not be creating a lot of positivity, but we also know that it's a necessary evil to progress towards a better balance. So well, we do it anyway. It's like a long-term investment. It creates. It can create initial rejection. It requires adaptation, even in the win rates. When you have a switch of balance, you can see that initially there is a very strong change of efficiency, and after that it tends to smooth, to become better. So well, in any case, it's not over. We will continue to work on that. There are many factors that makes one faction or the other not working. In any case, since the beginning of the game, the things have improved. They're not perfect. So at the moment, it's the US faction that is winning more than Russia. Before it was the opposite.
So people had quitting. It was over decent and hackers.
To a good balance over
games,
time.
yeah.
And in any case, it's not something that is done and then you don't touch it. It's the balance of the game also highly depends on how people play it, and how people play it can change without changing anything in the game itself. It can change. Like if you have a player who discover a new strategy and share it, and more people start to play this new strategy, and here we go. We get a new meta that is completely switching what's happening in the game without even changing it. We had an example of that. I don't remember the number of the patch, but the patch where we highlighted the Russian coastal forces deck, saying, okay, we'll try to make it a bit better, and we didn't touch much. We modified like 2 units. And after that, it brought the attention on this deck. People starting to play with it, discovered units. The infamous Tupolev 22 with its cruise missiles was spammed a lot. And this unit was not modified. It was there since the beginning of the game. It's just that people didn't try. People were preferred to play something else, and
the funny thing about this is my deck had Tupolev 22s in it of the game, from the beginning of the game, like in the beta. Like so it was fun to use all the time.
It's something.
But then it just got spammed.
It's not something dead. It's not a statue that you carve and after it's
then it
done,
only got stronger
perfect,
because they broke it.
Never move forever.
The Tupolev 22 is fine.
That is based on how it is played.
But then they changed the trajectory of the missile, right? But then it was broken, so it couldn't be targeted in the
Jack
air.
Daniels, which I'll need
in high altitude.
a pint of after this.
And
and from other players as well.
Marco's feeling it.
Any more news about modding support and what's the current status of that?
Well, it's still we are improving that. Actually, it goes a bit unnoticed by people, but we have one tool that is very practical to make some modding. It's the Lua node. I don't know how you pronounce Lua in English. Actually, Lua node. It's a very powerful tool. We are improving it with every patch. We are improving the documentation as well to explain how it works, how to use it. So you can replace models, you can include sounds, etc. Plus you have all the tools of the editor at the beginning that allow you to create all your scenario, include sound, include videos. We have really great scenarios made by the community every week. I try to play one regularly to see what's going on, and really great quality. I invite everyone to check the workshop to see what's going on there. Actually, we made recently a zombie mode. It was based on the idea of one of the player who called joining player. He made a scenario which was about fighting hordes of zombies, but he didn't really have the tool for that. So we tried to help. We have included the 3D models for the zombie. We've made our own scenario, but now he can create a better. He improved his design. So it's nice. So try the Lua node, take a look at what it can do. This is the entry door to the modding of the game, and the main problem we have to allow people to modify everything is the problem of cheaters, because everything we do for the modding is a backdoor that will be used by cheaters to try to cheat. So we need to keep the balance between these two. It's a long work, depending on the level of accessibility that you expect from modding, because some people talk about modding like, okay, code stuff in the game to change it. And some people talk about modding more like, I want a tool, I want to drag and drop an icon, and the game is modified. These are two very different level of difficulties. Like having tools, having perfectly designed tools for modding takes more time than offering basic solutions. But of course, basic solutions require to put a bit your hands in the grease. I would say, put your hands in the engine a bit to see how it works. Not everything can be pre-made and already ready to go. It's going to take time.
So basically, the idea is that we're going to work on the current Lua node to improve it and make it better at the moment, and that's the
mods could save the
main
game
thing that we're working on at the moment, right?
Right now, it's the main thing. If you want to mod the game, take a look at this, because
I'll make
this
a video.
Is really,
giving us final thoughts. Yeah, I'll probably do a video with like the roadmap stuff. And,
I'm
asking. I'm
answering a question myself to Ubermensch, although I'll probably answer it only if he changes his nickname to Glenn Morangi. Do you guys think that the roadmap and free DLC will be enough to win back the trust, or is there more behind the scenes? I think that to answer the question. I think that, and the fact that the guys are working on weekends, on Sundays, and the whole team is hard at work to deliver what's on the roadmap. You might realize that on the roadmap you see a lot of things, and building all that in basically 12 months, because we're at the end of 2025.
This chap is Marco.
This is
He's
sort
like
of a roadmap for the first year.
One of the leads at Slytherin.
This is a lot of stuff to work on. So that will win the trust back.
And he's
and also,
French. And then
as we
the
work
guy on
on
the right
stuff,
is,
there will be
I think
more,
he's Italian.
of course. And
so he's the
what we'll
manager.
do is we'll take that roadmap.
Marco's not the CEO.
Instead of delivering another roadmap in 3 months' time, we're going to use that and update it and add stuff to that roadmap as we go, so that you can see how we have.
He's the director of publishing,
and turning the yellow into green, and start working on other stuff, and also add more to that roadmap. So the next thing we're going to do is
this guy
on
is the director of publishing at
December 9th, we'll have another update on Broken Arrow. This is going to happen during Slytherin Next, which is our overall presentation of the games that we're working on.
Hopefully they show some like new units
announcements from Slytherin. So
Brayla maybe at Slytherin Next.
Of this is not specifically to Broken Arrow, but there will be a part dedicated to the Broken Arrow, where we are going to focus on.
Not even the roadmap is finished.
Well, basically, we're going to showcase the new specialization dossier. We're going to show a new trailer. We're going to show new screenshots. We're going to review some of the units in this specialization.
Don't be with that one.
For the DLC will go live.
That's funny. Other couple of questions. I'm going to.
I do feel bad. Like I said, they are working out. I know they're working out.
Cover these.
So they've always been saying they have been.
Unranked mode, and going back to 1v1, 3v3, 5v5. Felix, ranked, unranked. Can you give us a sort of a full picture of what you guys are working on?
Well, if the problem is that if you want an unranked mode but still with an automatic matchmaker, if there is an automatic matchmaker, how should we pick the team and put them together? So we have an unranked mode at the moment, which is using custom matches. It's totally possible to, by default, creating a custom match puts you in the same condition as a standard match, and there is no rating because you choose who you play with, who you play against. But as soon as you expect something like with an automatic matchmaker, the automatic matchmaker needs something. Otherwise, it's like if we don't have any rating system, because the ELO system is a rating system. If there is no rating system between the teams, we put the first two teams coming together, and potentially it's a very weak team and a very strong team, and the match that you obtain is not really interesting.
People are just going to use level instead at that point.
There has to be a rating working anyway, so it's just like basically we would hide your ELO and not show you, and you will feel better, but the same thing would be happening in the background. It's required to have balanced teams.
And to sort of complement on that, is there a plan to rework or improve or change the ranking system, the ELO ranking system?
Yeah, we'd like to, but we see this. The problem is that it's a rating. The objective of the rating is to evaluate the performance of the players and the team to match them in an interesting match. But we see as a result a lot of players attaching, I'd say, much more attention than they should on this rating. They consider it like a reward at the end of the match, and they want to accumulate a maximum. They never want to lose any rating. That's actually pretty incompatible with the system of rating. If you lose rating, it's actually a good news for your next match because they are going to be easier and more in line with your current skill level.
Yeah, I mean, so, kind of. There needs to be like a separate reward track for seasons or something like that, right?
Of leagues and seasons where people progress, we progress over time. They've
got to have
and at the end of the season
that kind of thing. Like a battle pass almost. So the reason people like battle passes so much is because no matter how well you do in a game, you still progress.
Or a new DLC, new faction coming, and
that's why people like battle pass. I'm not saying they should add a battle pass, but they could add like a reward track for skins and stuff like that
on new bases, basically. So we've started working on this to replace the basic rating of ELO, which is generally perceived like people try to perceive it like same as experience at the end of the match. You see, like, oh yeah, I've won, I should get ELO. Except if you win against someone who is inferior to your rating, you shouldn't get any extra rating, because what the rating is saying is how good you perform. If you manage to beat a team that is considered a bit weaker than you, the rating system doesn't get any new information from that. And
I think the biggest problem with the ELO system right now is
to be better by the
you're losing ELO because the game's not performing correctly in a lot of cases.
They want a progression all the time. After every match.
Biggest thing that annoys me is when I have a game where it's desyncing like crazy, shit's not doing what I want it to, and then I lose because of it.
I guess that many questions.
That's way more annoying.
Other topics we could face, but I guess that we are 25th of November. The next time we're going to sort of interact with you guys is going to be December 9th, and in December 9th we're gonna tell you when next time we'll be again, doing a new recap of roadmap, where we are, what we're delivering, and so on, to make sure that we keep this openness to the community and make sure that you guys know what we're working on. And to do that, and I've also seen a comment on the chat earlier on, are you going back to weekly newsletters? Well, one of the things about the weekly newsletters is that every time we posted a weekly newsletter about what we were working on, there was an influx of negativity. You forgot about this, and so it's not always that we can cover all the different points we're working on in a weekly update. What we want to make sure that we are open enough so that you guys know what we're working on.
I'll go back to the roadmap
to do that,
and we'll talk about it a little bit.
We can do it if we see that in delivering the news.
This is live. I'm 2 minutes behind live though.
This openness works for you guys, and you are kind of constructively giving us some directions. We need to make sure that this happens, and to make sure that this happens, we want to really ask you.
Oh, it ended. It's because I'm 2 minutes behind. Sorry, guys. Anyway,
we need to make sure that this happens, and to make sure that this happens, we want to really ask you, as I've seen in the chat today, thank you for being so collaborative and positive, I would say.
The chat wasn't positive.
The majority of you.
Yes, can say there's no way.
I hope that from now on,
a lot of people followed, but the chat in Twitch was not positive. I was like semi-reading the chat from the Slytherin stream on my second screen,
updating and delivering more information.
And there's plenty of hate there. Like, it's not good. It's not good, guys. You guys gotta be more positive. We need some more positive Perrys.
Making all the way through
post-patch positive Perrys.
the Alps, and seeing us here. Alberto, thank you for being here.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to the exciting part. Right, this is what the right. I don't know if I'm happy about this or not. Okay, so to sum it up, I think I am like probably like 40% positive and 60% negative about this roadmap announcement. There are some things that I like the I think the free DLC is good, right? That's gonna be the moment that they need to, like, the free DLC has to regain trust. Like, it has to, like, they've got to hit the spot with that, otherwise it's doomed. If that doesn't work, they're doomed, right? Second thing though is, if like this Russian specialization DLC costs like 10 quid and it's just one specialization, that's gonna fucking suck. If it's £5, maybe, right? They've got to get the pricing right on this. Like, if they're going to release it like single spec separately, the price has got to be spot on. Yeah. It's going to be more than just the spec, though. Is it, though? For these ones? No. This one? Probably, yeah, right? In terms of major features, by the end of 2025, save game should be here. Save game should be here. This is fine. This is fine. Like, the technical groundwork for replays kind of comes under save games in a lot of ways, but it's a shame that save games is such a hard thing for them to get through, because like he said, they have to rework all of the mission editor stuff in order to make save games work, because it wasn't initially there. So That's a rough one. That's a real rough one. But it should have been in by the end of 2025, in my opinion. Like, both save games and allied AI bots should have been the main priority when the game came out, because those were the things that were instantly complained about the most. And they said that they were waiting to see what was going to be complained about. But, like, allied AI bots and save games wasn't really touched. And that's weird. Like, you know, they should have got on top of that. New spec should start off aggressively overtuned. Oh gosh. Yeah, pay to win is not a good idea. That's gonna create its own ruckus, isn't it? Current game mode is bad on conquest side. You need to only hold the point at the end of the phase. Creates bad situations. Yeah, I actually agree with you on that. I think like changing the game mode so that you kind of accrue points over the phase in regards to conquest would be a much better way to do it. Yeah. Although I do like the intensity at the end of the phase, but yeah, no, I agree with you in that somewhat. The 3 category victory point. Or just like add another category on top that's like how much time you've I don't know if you could do that. That might mess it all up. You could make it so that it's like, yeah, actually, that's a good point. It's a good point. So it just ticks one way or another based on how much control you have. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. Victory point countdown, like in Co. Yeah, kind of. I think it should be the other way around. It's not like you're losing points, you're gaining points, right? Based on how much you have capped. Yeah, that would be interesting. That's actually probably the better way to do it. Like, yeah, so you have it increase from the center, and there's 2 bars that go out based on how much you own. And then at the end, it counts those. That would be kind of interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. Let me just write this down, because it's... So I'm writing down, conquest score is determined throughout the phase, not at the end, counting towards the team that currently has the most points, picking more if you control more. Still Division 3 when? I know, right? I don't love the idea of necessitating constant objective control because it's more pressure to grind on arbitrary boxes rather than play the map. I don't know. I mean, that would come down to an issue with where the points are placed at the end of the day. Because you could like make the map wider at that point, right? If you wanted people to play more of the map. And I think flanking is still important to get kills. So, yeah. Oh gosh. So anyway, so major features, a little bit disappointing for the end of 2025. I expected the spec to be ready by the end of 2025. I thought we would get a December spec. I really did. And then next year would be faction DLC. So the timeline is a bit disappointing. More disappointing than even I thought it was going to be, because I was basing my thoughts on when the faction DLC and DLC in general would be based on their time to release. But it's like even worse than I thought it would be. They posted a text article as well. Oh, okay. A recap of the live event. Interesting. Yeah, what I'll probably do is go through that recap thing on a video. That would probably be the better way to do it. Yeah, they need to add new maps. They need Yeah, they need an overkill switch, exactly. For sure. I think an overkill switch would be really, really nice. Just being able to turn it off. Because that's something that like is really needed for like PVADs, for example. PVADs was something we already talked about, but imagine if you could just turn off like PVADs from worrying about overkill. So they always like intercept anything that comes towards them. It would be way better. New content is a problem at the moment. Yeah, I agree. I agree. No, it's just I definitely agree that content's not the problem. I'm just saying the timeline is way longer than I thought it would be. Like I was saying before, with China, I'm almost glad that China is going to take them so long to come out, because China is going to be the revival of Broken Arrow. This will be the win back. This will be winning back the community, right? A free DLC. This will be bumpy road, and this will be the revival, right? So as long as everything here is fixed before we get here, then they're laughing. They're going to make so much fucking money. But if stuff isn't fixed by the time we get here, then like the game's dead. Like there's no way. Because people are going to buy it, see that it's like still shit, and then just not play anymore. So yeah, hopefully by the time we get to early 2027, a lot of the desync issues are gone and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we got new multiplayer map variants, which is good, but they do need some new maps in general in 2026, 100%. Co-op campaign, I don't know why this is here. Did anybody ask for this? Like, I don't know if this is important. Spectator mode. Sure. So spectator replay save games. They need to get that stuff in the game. Co-op campaign is... Why would people want to co-op the single player? The easiest way to do co-op campaign would just be make it so that you can play them in custom. And then select a mission in custom and do it with somebody else. Like, surely. Anyway. Unless it's like a completely new campaign, in which case, sure, cool. Yeah, I don't really know about all this. I mean, that's an old screenshot of the T-72s. But in terms of specializations, like this is basically sort of like probably a Baltic, like it's going to be like Baltics plus German units, like probably like basically a spec based on what we already have in the game. Then we've got like, I don't even know what these are. I think that's just a picture of the tornado though. And then this is the intruder. So that's obviously like a marine spec. Yeah, I don't know. This is obviously China and then Russia T-72 something. I don't know what that's going to be. Those are Euroguns. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Anyway, planned quality of life improvements, updated victory screen, fine. Report players on victory screen, so sure. Match history, I don't really know if match history is like that much of a problem. Like, do people care again about match history per se? Like being able to see, like, you can kind of already see in order what you killed and lost. Like, I don't know if it really matters. Battle chatter expansion for better situation awareness. Battle chatter expansion. Is this like adding more voice lines to the dudes? I've got that turned off because it's just annoying now. Pre-game? No, that's not going to be pre-game. That battle chatter expansion for better situation awareness is when like your dudes talk to you. So it's like, Yeah, reactive, moving to shooting position. Yeah, exactly. So you know that a unit's moving, or like, oh, flashbang, and then you know that you've been flashbanged or something like that kind of thing. Anyway, improved communication marker system, really not important, honestly. I think the communication marker system right now is fine. Access to chat during preparation phase and match results. Oh god. This is terrible. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. The amount of flaming in the post-game chat is going to be insane. Bad idea. Ability to select enemy units to view their stats. Sure, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's definitely something that should be added in the game. Unit statistics panel improvement. Sure. I think it's kind of fine now because you have like the basic view and then the better view. Unit ghosts UI improvements. Okay, I don't know what that's referring to. Units ghosts UI improvements. Line of sight for rework. I mean, the current one's not very efficient in the way that it works, but it's not terrible. Ghost of little shadows you place down when you... okay. Or is it? So a little shadows placed down, so hopefully queuing orders before the unit comes in. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Just joins the Allied USA ally specs pretty much times we won't get standard nations. So there won't be... There's a new faction which can be China, but USA Allied is not a US spec. It's going to be allies of the USA. So basically NATO is going to be its own spec. It's not going to be like USA spec after this comes out. It's going to be NATO spec, basically, or NATO faction is what it seems like they're going to do. Offline skirmish lobbies. Sure. Weapon range visualization. Sure. I mean, it's okay. And then minimap improvements. Yeah, definitely need minimap improvement. The minimap is like basically useless right now. I barely ever use it. The only time I look at the minimap is to see how well my team's doing. And then prevent label overlap. Oh, they're going to do like a unit aggregation thing, like in Warno, I assume. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I'm probably going to send a message to FLX at some point about this, especially asking him about adding XP to like single player and custom, because I think that's really important. Because you need to like give people incentives to play custom over ranked, because ranked is like really frustrating. But I want to play custom, but there's no reward for doing so. It doesn't feel like I'm doing anything with that. So I think that would be a good thing to do. I'll probably ask him about the conquest score stuff as well. But yeah, I don't know how I feel. This is worrying. The biggest thing is like the DLC policy is definitely something that's worrying me. I'm probably going to talk to some other creators about it, and if I'm worried enough and I feel like other people are worried, I'm considering writing a like letter to Marco that is signed by like basically all of the major creators. I think that would be a good way to like really make our voice heard in regards to what has been said today. So I'll talk to LD about that and I'll see what other people think about it as well. Oh. Yeah. If the USA Allied spec is paid and the Russia spec is going to be war over it. Yeah. Yeah. Like they've got to put, I feel like they've got to put these together. This has got to be one DLC. And then this is like the free DLC that's like getting the players back. I don't mind specs being paid for. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into the units. Like, if I'm just gonna like load up Broken Arrow again. There's a lot of work that goes into doing all the models, all the animations, all the programming for every unit, and specializations are going to be adding like 50 to 100 units, right? Yeah, more like 50, but yeah. So I think it makes sense, but having them, I think there should be one for ally and one for like one for NATO, one for Pact, basically. Yeah. Not counting variants within the same base unit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot. If we go to like Arsenal, Armory, I just select like Marine spec, for example. These are all the units in Marine spec, right? And they gotta model like all this shit, right? So like specs do take a long time to develop. And you got like the variants as well. Like this is basically an entirely different model, right? Adding like armor and stuff to each of these. You know, adding all of the pylons and programming all the pylons and the new weapons that might be there. There's a lot of work that goes into the specs, and so I understand like why they want to do it that way, but they just got to make sure the price is right, or they do them in pairs. They also get skins. Yeah, true. I do think that they should do more with skins. I think skins would be great seasonal rewards. Like, you know, like I was saying, like a free battle pass, basically, where the more you play, the more you unlock skins. And like there's like seasonal ones, basically. But they could do like a real, actually think about it, they could do like a real win if like they have multiple tracks of like battle pass each season, but you can still complete the old battle passes by keeping like playing them, basically. That would be kind of nice. Like just like a no FOMO thing. I don't think that this like skins for battle passes should be monetized though. I mean, you could do that, I guess, like, but or they could do it like a normal battle pass where like half of it is free and half of it is paid. You know, so there's still something to work towards if you're playing for free, and then you can pay extra if you want to unlock the rest, kind of thing. Because that's how like League does it, right? Special reward for reaching certain achievements. Oh gosh. I'm surprised you can't already pre-order DLC as Season Pass. Yeah. I mean, you can barely like pre-order Broken Arrow, can you? Like in general, I don't think Slytherin really does pre-orders. Usually, it's just like, oh, DLC is released. Allow users to make their own skins, client side only. War Thunder has a fairly large community. Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting. The thing that I'm unlimited season passes. That's what I'm saying. Don't time lock it. So they have a new season pass every season, but you can still complete the old ones if you play more, right? I think that'd be the way to do it. That'd be really cool. Wouldn't skins be an easy way to promote the game on Twitch by offering them as drops? Yeah, absolutely. I would love them to do that because my stream would be amazing. But yeah, not. That's like such a down the line thing that I don't think they have the technology for. Like, it's not like Tarkov, for example, is like being spammed right now on Twitch because of drops. So there is that. So yeah, drops could be massive for Broken Arrow, absolutely. But whether they would have time to do that, I don't know. I think they've got bigger problems than drops right now. These are all things that I would love to talk to FLX about. I should monetize the skins that don't affect the game at all, instead of a shit ton of DLCs. Again, I think DLCs for this work is fine. Like paying for specs is fine, I think. And you could monetize on top of that with skins, if you needed to, but as long as the specs aren't like too expensive. Tungsten Rod Venom skin would revive the game. True. You might think some of the units are too cheap for their price, so I'm inclined to agree. I'm just trying to catch up with the YouTube system, YouTube thing. I think like the first spec being free is really good. It's a good working or good step in the right direction, and they could make the rest free as well, and then monetize skins, right? And then just make the faction paid. They could do that. But yeah. So December 9th is Slytherin Next. I will be covering that at the time. I'm actually restreaming that. I'm going to be sponsored to restream it, so I think that'll be a live restream. They basically, Slytherin Next is where they talk about all their new releases, not just Broken Arrow. It'll be like every game that Slytherin's got coming in the future, basically. And there'll be like an update for Broken Arrow, I imagine, then as well, where they talk about it for a bit. Probably based on the feedback of the roadmap, which we were, of the roadmap. So, yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, I'm 40% positive, 60% negative. There are things that disappointed me a lot, and there are things that are positive. Like, I like the idea that they're still thinking about new mechanics and stuff with like loitering ammunition. I think that's kind of interesting, but I really just need we just need them to fix the game first. Oh, you missed the loitering one. So loitering, he said that there's going to be certain munitions that can like hover over an area and then pick a target. I don't know if he's referring to things like FPV drones or like stuff like that, but I assume he means like maybe like self-designating cruise missiles or something, like terminal cruise missiles, where like when it gets to the last phase, it picks its own target, kind of thing. It'd be something like that, but I think that's what he means. I think there are. Yeah, so I saw the Steam page. I got it here. Is there anything about that on here? Loitering. New gameplay mechanic. Yeah, it doesn't really expand on it though. Yeah, there is. I'll put this in the chat if you guys want to check that out. I'll put it in the YouTube chat as well. Loitering drones will be Lancer and Switchblade. Okay. Can I still be critical like that if I'm sponsored? Yeah. I don't think they worry too much. They're not gonna like. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not gonna be like. We try not to swear as much. But if I'm disappointed, I'm gonna show that I'm disappointed. It's not. I'm not gonna fake it, right? Yeah, like they're not. I wouldn't accept the sponsorship if I wasn't allowed to say what I want. To a certain degree, I can't obviously just say, "Oh, Slytherin shit," like, you know, because that's not cool. You know, I have faith that we'll get there eventually, and I'm allowed to be disappointed that we're not there yet. Yeah. Like I was quite blatant earlier that if this was paid DLC, I would boycott the game. Like if each of these is like, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds or something like that, I'm gonna boycott the shit out of this game. Like they don't know about it. Yeah, they can't be taking the piss. And I think they know that, so hopefully that won't be the case, and I won't have to do that. But it is important that they know. Will I reach level 100 before major fixes? I have no idea. Remember the Vulcan sponsor stream code? It's not my cup of tea means it's bad. Oh fuck! We should have like a dictionary on the Discord where people can get the secret codes. Steam post Broken Arrow team. I speak for everyone here when I say we are proud of you for making this the best game in its genre and retaining a healthy player base. Please keep listening to the community. Ignore the haters. This is peak comedy. We need China now. I don't like one thing I really disagree on is adding more matchmaking game modes. I think FLX is 100% right that adding more matchmaking game modes would be so bad for the game. I'm on his side with that one, 100%. Thank you. I hope it works properly. Allow us to refund this game. It took you long enough. Please focus on fixing the bugs. So only update on December 9th for doing friendly II bots. Okay. So is December 9th the next patch day as well? Maybe it is. Game should have been early access. Maybe. It's good that you're not over top of the roadmap, but it was not hype worthy. Yeah, I reckon they should have told us what the first DLC was going to be. That would have been pretty hype. If they told us like what the new free DLC was going to be, that would have been nice. Maybe they will in December. Because it's the next content. I feel like the next content should always be like announced, right? It doesn't have to, like the second one doesn't. Maybe you can tease that one, but like I feel like the next one you kind of should kind of know. There's things in that list down at the bottom there I just think are a complete waste of time. Like this is just no, just don't do this. Just don't do this. Please just don't do this. This is pointless as well, waste of time. Player base is down to 7% of its peak after 5 months. Not healthy. There's no addressing of what the content will be free and what will be paid. Yeah. I think it got worse than Farad. I think it got worse than my pessimism. No data, no date for the replay or spectator wins bad. 2027 for China. What about 2028? No 1v1. I think 1v1 is fine to having customs, if I'm honest. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. I will be playing more Broken Arrow later, so I'll be streaming again from 8 PM. I'll be streaming more Broken Arrow tonight. We're going to be doing probably custom games for the most part. So if you want to come and jump in the community games, then yeah, come and do that because it'll be good fun. Yeah, we won't be playing ranked or anything. We'll just be having some fun games. Looks like for the most part, sentiment is 50-50. Some people are happy. It seems like most people are happy that there has been a roadmap. A lot of people saying like this is cool, good roadmap. So I like that. There's obviously people who are not happy about it at all, but that's fine as well. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for coming along. My mate quit because it's really horrible lag. So performance, when you add in cheaters, levers, things like no replays, it comes back to surge. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll be back on this evening. We'll do some custom games and see how I feel doing that. Because I don't want to play ranked anymore because the desync is kind of silly. But when we play customs, it generally isn't as bad, and it doesn't matter as much because there's no like stakes, right? So we can just kind of have fun, just balance the games and have some fun. Yeah. So join me later on if you want to enjoy some some Broken Arrow. Make sure to follow the stream so it gives you a notification when I go live. Which yeah, I will do later on. Also, thanks for the subs, guys. Sorry, because I was watching the stream, I didn't really see many of them. But fellow Doomer, thanks for the 6-month tier 1. Of course, thank you, Scally, for the Prime. Lycus with the 74-month tier 1 as well. Really appreciate it, dude. Bowders, thanks for the gifted sub. Welcome to all the other new follows as well. Thanks to the patrons, thanks to the mods, thanks to YouTube members. Yeah, I'll be back 8 PM. That's in 2 hours-ish for more Broken Arrow. And we'll just be playing some customs. So feel free to come along and join in. We'll make sure to try and balance the games out. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all later on. Have a good night, guys. Or have a good afternoon. See you in a couple